So, sorry, I'm just clarifying. So the LGU and is already taking action on prime water. The supplier here is prime water, and it's the LGU that is taking action and coordinating with prime water. But the interim solution is that the Social Housing Finance Corporation will construct a deep well, and this will be operational between 90 to 120 days.
Okay.
So yun po yung interim solution nila para magkaroon ng tubig. Pero hindi ako satisfied sa 90 to 120 days. So walang tubig. Kayo kaya, huwag maligo ng 90 to 120 days.
Hindi lang mahirap, Mr. Chair. Imposible.
Kaya nga eh. Dapat bukas may tubig na ito. Dapat kung habang walang tubig sila, wag rin kayo maligo kaya.
Mahirap po.
Nagrarasyon naman daw, Senator Risa. So may interim nagrarasyon ho sila ngayon, but the second interim is to magkaroon ng deep well na legal. No? I was verifying, dapat ho legal.
Yes.
Hindi pong quorum na deep well. And this will be already applied with the DNR. No? So, ang request namin ni Senator Risa, mapabilis ho to dahil hindi naman pwedeng walang tubig yung community. No?
Totoo po, Mr. Chair. Ganito rin po ba yung magiging immediate tapos interim solution dun po sa San Fernando, Pampanga, Mr. Chair?
I was informed by Social Housing Finance that the Crystal Peak Estates in San Fernando, Pampanga, wala naman pong issue. It's the LGU and the local utilities, no, that is operating the distribution, water distribution. Nag-take over na pala ho yung LGU. So they are now operating the water distribution activities in that area.
I understand, Mr. Chair, na nag-take over na yung LGU sa San Fernando, Pampanga. But are they actually operating already? Are they actually na nakaka-deliver na po ng tubig
Yes,
sa mga bahay?
Mr. President, so that is a affirmative.
Alright, so that's good to know, Mr. Chair, para yung daang-daang 4 PH units doon sa San Fernando, Pampanga, mauokupa nga dahil may available na water utility doon. Good to hear na within pasok sa 90 days sana na specific institutionalized action doon sa Alpas, San Jose del Monte, although may range no 90 to 120 days. So salamat sa Chair for asking for immediate urgent action.
And I also thank Senator Risa because I know that you are also very concerned about this community. I know that you are monitoring the welfare of that community. So thank you for bringing this up so that the Social Housing Finance Management can take a look at this once again.
Oo nga pala, Mr. Chair, at salamat sa SHAFC for undertaking the construction of that deep well. It's an example na bukod sa good share, bukod sa akin at iba pang mga kasama rito na inaasikaso ng DSUD, yung ganito mga communities, at yung key shelter agencies tulad ng SHAFC should and do step in kapag may immediate interventions and then more strategic interventions na kailangan po. So, dako naman po, and before I leave this first question, Mr. Chair, maigi po sana, kung pwedeng tanggapin ito ng DSUD bilang mungkahi, good if there will be a senior official who will be assigned to developing and seeking resources for a water plan for these housing projects, Mr. Chair. Just for the record and the consideration of the department.
The DSUD families here, they're complete, so they'll study your proposal, Mr. President.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. So, dako na po ako sa affordability crisis and subsidy recalibration. At least ganito po yung karanasan at impormasyon na dumating sa informal settlers. At particular, yung concern po dito, institutionalizing yung 1% target rate para sa Maralitang Tagalunsod. The Lapidario Medium Rise Project in Cavite, ito po, ikinuwento sa amin ng Kilos Maralita. Yung Lapidario tragically demonstrates that the 3% interest rate disqualifies the intended urban poor beneficiaries. So, magko-commit po ba, Mr. Chair, ang DSUD na agad mag-issue ng Joint Policy Circular kasama ng Pag-ibig para yung mga pangako ni dating Secretary Acuzar ay madedeliver pa rin. Kasi po, when the interest rate was at 1%, the beneficiaries reported that more than 700 people qualified for the project. But at a 3% interest rate, 159 of them only would qualify. And these people already looked for a parcel and a developer and already actually enrolled in the earlier 4PH program. And I would suppose that a similar highly concessional package would also be needed for families who are being involuntarily resettled from no-build zones at the edge of rivers and from government project right-of-way. So iba pang concern nito, Mr. Chair. So pwede po bang i-consider ni Secretary ang mga tao sa ganitong mga sirkumstansya? Una, yung pumasok sa programa at 1% interest rate, tapos nabalitaan nila 3% interest rate na po. And then pangalawa, yung mga tao na nasa no-build zones, nasa right-of-way, pero sapilitan silang inililipat, Mr. Chair.
The new secretary is committing to maintaining the 1% effective interest rate for 4PH projects. Ito ay quite innovative because this is subsidizing the demand side of the housing project. And 1% is actually reasonable, Mr. President. And during the public hearing, he also demonstrated the reforms that he plans to do in order to cover more families in the 4PH project. Dati ho kasi limited lang to middle income and the higher income families, but ngayon na pati mga informal sector ay mako-cover na rin, and the low income families. Yeah.
I'll also get to that point, Mr. Chair, a little later, kasi magiging very welcome development po yun sa mga informal settlers, mga maralitang tagalunsod na tinataas ng DSUD yung target nila na mga kababayan nating magbebenepisyo dito sa ating housing programs. So, yung pong commitment ni Secretary na i-maintain yung 1% interest rate, posible bang mapaloob yon sa isang joint policy circular kasama ng Pag-ibig or aling key shelf?
Mr. President, sorry again for the delay. The explanation to me is in order to maintain the 1% effective interest rate for 4PH, which is a subsidized rate, we need to assure the department that the corresponding subsidy that, of course, Congress and the Senate appropriates to them will be maintained. So, contingent yung kung ano yung budget na nakukuha nila. So it's also important, well, it's important that yung budget ay mapasok sa National Expenditure Program para hindi magkaroon ng shortage yung subsidy at kasi ang effect nung pag hindi nabigyan yung subsidy, pwedeng tumaas yung interest rates from 1 to 3%, Mr. President. Yeah, that's right. Before, nung bago si Secretary pumasok, kung nawalan nagkulang yung subsidy o hindi nabigyan ng subsidy, tumataas siya ng 6. Pero they managed to work out with Pag-ibig na may cap at 3%. No? Okay. So, it's really a budgetary issue, in other words. No?
Pero sa naging NEP nitong taon, Mr. Chair, para sa susunod na taon, and yung current form ng GAB, meron po bang line item doon which would enable DSUD or the Secretary to deliver on his commitment na i-maintain sa 1% yung interest rate?
Yeah, based on his projection for 2026, covered na po yung 683. Covered na ho yun for next year.
683.
million, Mr.
Aha.
President.
Okay po. And ano yung kailangan nilang suporta mula sa atin sa Kongreso para siguruhin na they will always have the wherewithal para i-maintain yung 1% na yun?
Mr. President, the target is about 200 units per year. 200,000 units per year, of which itong 200,000 units per year, may corresponding subsidy ho siya. So kailangan matulungan natin ang DSUD na makover yung subsidy na yun. That's the additional. But of course, may existing pa eh. No? So we need to also cover the existing.
po.
So in other words, yung kanilang target and existing should be inside net
Yes.
and should be maintained all the way till the budget is approved.
Opo. So, I'm also taking note of that, Mr. Chair, na baka homework po sa atin dito sa Senate and siguro naman kinommunicate din ito ng DSUD sa mga counterparts natin sa House
Yeah.
na year on year for the next
Yeah.
couple of years, kailangan natin laging siguruhin na may ganitong line item.
It's a good question, Mr. President. So tayo naman dito, we know the effects if we do not allocate the subsidy that is related to the 4PH. Mayroong effect siya in terms of how much the families will be paying. No? And we want to maintain that 1% throughout the life of the project, Mr. President.
Salamat para doon, Mr. Chair. At makikipagtrabaho po itong representasyon sa good share para masuportahan yung DSUD at yung pag-ibig sa aspetong ito. And sana po, Mr. Chair, tama ba yung understanding ko na kasama dito sa subsidy na ito para 1% lang ang interest rate nila, yung mga tao na sa pilitang i-resettle dahil nasa no-build zones, nasa gilid ng ilog o nasa government right-of-way areas?
Pag informal ho, dito naman papasok yung NHA, Mr. President.
Okay.
And when NHA comes in, ito purely subsidized housing rin. So NHA has 4.3 billion. So dito naman papasok yung ating housing subsidy through NHA.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Just taking a step back momentarily, gusto ko lang i-bring sa attention ng DSUD kaugnay nung water access na as of 3 months ago, the manager of San Fernando Water District told us that there is no water and no money for capital investments for the water supply for the San Fernando 4PH project. So sana kahit double check lang ulit ng DSUD na real time yung sinabi nila kanina na may tubig na dun sa service area na yon, Mr. Chair.